the inbound to McGinnis. Drive, stop, pump, shoot, short, no good, and the game is over! Look at that madhouse out there. The Portland Trailblazers, at about 2 minutes and 18 seconds past the hour of 2 o'clock, have won the World Championship. They are number one.
Reggie Williams on the inbound play. Inbound to Willie Anderson is picked off by Terry Porter. Drazen Petrovic, Porter, the game is over! And the Blazers win it! The Blazers win the game! For three, yes! Rick City! The 20th anniversary season of the Portland Trailblazers. A celebration of 2 decades of professional basketball in the Rose City that turned into a marvelous 8-month party for the Blazers and their fans. The success on the court during the 89-90 season, thanks in large part to dramatic off-season moves during the summer of '89. Veteran power forward Buck Williams brought his game west and immediately raised hopes with his smooth transition right into a Blazer uniform. Wayne Cooper returned to Portland. Leaving Europe for the NBA and Portland, Drazen Petrovic. The draft, very productive, with the addition of Cliff Robinson and Byron Irvin. Opening night was marked by the return of the original Trailblazer team and the retirement of jersey number 32.
It brings me great pleasure to be associated with the Portland Trailblazers and see my name added to the other great players in the history of this franchise.
It was a regular season marked by success from start to finish, as the Blazers never seemed to slump, and they thrived on adversity. Team, the key word for the 89-90 Trailblazers, as all were ready to sacrifice personal stats for the good of the team. The formula of teamwork, heart, and a hustle. A winning combination as the victories piled up. And soon they believed in themselves, and the state of Oregon was quick to hold this team close to its heart. Along the way, there were some personal milestones. Clyde Drexler passed the 10,000-point mark in his career and became the team's all-time leading scorer. And there were many memorable moments.
Here we go, Blazers down 3. Drexler for 3. Yes! Tie game! Porter, quick drive inside. Scores and is fouled. Terry Porter!
Ladies and gentlemen, we respectfully request that you stand for a moment of silent prayer for the recovery of Ramon Ramos, who was critically injured in an automobile accident yesterday morning.
The auto accident of rookie Ramon Ramos shocked the team and drew them closer together. He never played a minute in a regular season game, but remained a part of that team, inspiring all with his hard work and rehabilitation. There were clues as to what the playoffs might bring, as the Blazers notched 4 victories in 5 nights on a tough swing through the East.
Anytime you can go to the East Coast and you can win 4 games, no matter who you're playing with the hectic schedule, road travel, it's an accomplishment. And I think a lot of people right after we made that swing really said, hey, these guys are for real. You know, they're just not winning games just because they're playing at home.
The road to a franchise record 59 regular season victories included a 10-game winning streak, culminated with a win in Houston that also set a franchise record for road wins. And then win number 59, a 42-point blowout of the Los Angeles Lakers on the final night of the regular season. Everybody was singing the praises of the Blazers heading into the postseason.
Red City Red! Jammer jump shot. Blazers burning red hot. Rip City repeat. Winning to a new beat. Big and proud in the NBA. Sacking hot stats every time we play. Teamwork, bounce pass. Poise pride first class. Hot seats courtside. Blazer bus free ride. Halftime home team. Game enhancers. Talking about Portland's Blazer dancers. Fast break flying. Keep on trying. Now we're smoking. Now we're skying. We ain't messing. We ain't lying. Portland's winning, so stop your crying.
Rip City, Rip City. Portland, Oregon, USA. Rip City, we're the Blazers and we love to play.
Big press, full court, foul shot, ball short, tip in, it's good. Leather ball, hardwood, steal it, scoring. Lickety brindle, that's what we call swish and swindle. Drive stop, pump shoot, listen to the horn, do backboard, snap back, be a Blazer maniac. Ref is running, blowing his whistle. You better hang on, cause we're flying like a missile. Portland's jamming, driving, slamming. Other teams are faking, other teams are scamming. Layups nice, but why not cram them? Blazers don't just win, they slam them.
Rip City, Portland, Oregon, USA. Rip City, we're the Blazers and we love to play.
Listen up the high time, gonna make a big stop. Pick 'em up, put 'em in, then you steal it back again. Everybody stomping, feet and hands. And you gotta give it up for the Portland fans. Moving on a dribble drive, slapping up a high five. At the buzzer is for three, we want a victory. Light the blaze and let the score get higher. But you better call the cops, cause the hoop's on fire. Hustle, swat it, now we got it. Blazer fever, hope you caught it. True believers every minute. You know we want it, come on, win it.
Rip City, Portland, Oregon, USA. Rip City, we're the Blazers and we love to play. Rip City, we're the rappers of the NBA. Rip City, and we just learned how to rap today. Rip City, we're the rappers of the NBA. Rip City, and we just learned how to rap today.
Portland flew into the postseason riding a wave of emotion and determined to quickly quiet the critics who pointed to past playoff disappointments. They truly would try to sweep the ghost of the past away and advance to the second round for the first time since 1985.
I felt if we got by the first round, anything could happen because there was so much pressure on us to get by the first round. And once that happened, we felt we were as good as anybody playing.
With that in mind, the Mavericks of 1990, not the doubters, were the focus of Blazer attention.
Around to Donaldson, pick, finds room, drives in the middle, ball batted away. Drexler, he's on the floor, lifted ahead to Buck Williams, 3-on-1, over to Porter, back to Jerome Kersey, the trailer, and they score.
The third quarter, the key in game one, as Portland dominated the boards. And behind Buck Williams' 21 points and 16 rebounds, the Blazers go up 1-0 with a 109-102 victory. In game two, the Mavericks came out smoking and led by 14 points after one quarter of play. However, enter the Blazer reserves, led by Danny Young and Drazen Petrovic.
This is Danny Young. Petro. Three. Drazen Petrovic.
Danny and Petro scored 22 of Portland's first 24 points in the second period and fueled the comeback. Sparked by the bench, the Portland starters came to life in the second half and went on to a 114-107 win and a commanding 2-0 lead in the best-of-5 series. Dallas Reunion Arena, the site of Game 3. And there was little doubt that the Blazers were ready to finish the sweep, and an 18-3 run late in the second period put them in command. the Mavericks would rally, but the Blazers refused to let the game get away.
Inbound to get at the clock, going to play time with the clock. In he goes. He jams it home with 2.9 seconds to go.
The post-game celebration subdued because the injury bug that had stayed away all year long bit Portland hard in Game 3. Buck Williams down and out in the first period with a corneal abrasion and cracked bone near the eye. Kevin Duckworth out in the third period with a broken right hand. Up next, the Western Conference semifinals and the youthful but talented San Antonio Spurs. The Blazers would face David Robinson without their center as the fractured hand limited Duckworth to sideline interviews.
When we needed help, everybody had always stepped to the front. Somebody had always stepped to the front. And quite frankly, during the San Antonio series, we needed everybody to step up. And we did.
Sporting a defense by committee, led by Cliff Robinson and Buck Williams, who returned to the lineup wearing goggles to protect his injured eye, Portland stymied David Robinson in Game 1, holding him to under double figures for only the second time all year, as Portland took Game 1 in convincing fashion, 107-94. Game number 2, a physical affair that saw Portland make 43 out of 51 free throws attempted. Wayne Cooper's spirited play off the bench, a spark for Portland as they played a smart 48 minutes. They won up 2-0, and much to the delight of the home crowd. The series shifted to Texas, and it took a dramatic turn. In front of the home crowd, the Spurs found their confidence and dealt Portland its first losses of the playoffs. Things got rather ugly for the Blazers as San Antonio and David Robinson cruised to 2 easy home wins. Injuries continued to mount as Duckworth watched his backup, Wayne Cooper, go down with back spasms.
I guess that was something some of the coaches say a gut check time. You know, we really didn't have, you know, our 2 centers, and we was going up against one of the premier centers in the league, and David Robinson. And, you know, and that's when we just had a players meeting, everybody got together and said, hey, we got to decide to everybody's got to step it up a level, and I think that's exactly what happened.
Again, shorthanded for the key game, Game 5, the Blazers and Terry Porter bravely fought back.
Wide awake, gives it to the trailer, Terry Porter for 3. Yes! Rip City. Here's Drexler.
Leave it for Terry Porter. 3 on the way. Yes!
Porter's phenomenal three-point shooting lifted the Blazers to a 19-point halftime lead. But amazingly, the Spurs weren't finished and battled back into the game. Portland only led 119-116 with 8 seconds to go in regulation, and the Spurs had the final shot.
They need a three-pointer to tie the game. Wingate for 3. Scores! Tie game!
Into overtime they went, where the two teams battled evenly for the first 5-minute extra session and headed for the second overtime. In a war of attrition where 6 players fouled out and 3 Portland starters played over 50 minutes, the Blazers outlasted the Spurs 138-132 for a 3-2 series advantage. But with just 1 day between games, the tired Trailblazers fell flat in game number 6. They lost 112-97 to force a dramatic game number 7 in Portland's Memorial Coliseum.
I mean, they gave me a standing ovation. You know, usually you get a standing ovation, you're either retiring or something, you're walking off the court. I mean, to walk on the court and get a standing ovation from your home crowd. I mean, I tell you, if I had a tear, it would have fell.
The Blazer fans welcomed the Duck back with open arms. And Wayne Cooper also returned to give Portland the emotional edge before the ball was ever tossed in the air. But once underway, neither team gave an inch. With Porter leading the way, the Blazers maintained a slim margin through 3 quarters. But San Antonio made its charge in the 4th and built a 7-point lead with 2.5 minutes to play. Portland's Cinderella season was in jeopardy.
Here's Duckworth from outside. He gets 2. Take it 97-92. Porter on a dribble drive. Porter back to Clyde. Clyde for 3. Yes, he hits! Clyde Drexler for 3! Rip City, baby. A bucket with tie. Porter drives. Shoots alone. The game is tied at 97.
For the second time in 4 days, the teams would struggle into overtime. This time, for the right to play for the Western Conference title. For the first 4.5 minutes of the extra period, neither team could gain the upper hand, and the score remained tied. Then, an ill-fated spur pass gave Portland its chance, and Drexler came through at the free throw line 5 times in the last 30 seconds of the game to put the Blazers in a position to win.
Reggie Williams on the inbound play. Inbound to Willie Anderson is picked off by Terry Porter. Drazen Petrovic, Porter, the game is over! And the Blazers win it!
Just didn't quit. And that's what did it.
Yeah.
You knew they couldn't beat you because you're tougher.
Yeah.
And now we still got the home court with Phoenix coming here.
That's what the playoffs are really all about. I think that series was the most unique series I've ever seen, and it was just unbelievable feeling to go through that and actually win it.
I really believe the crowd had a lot to do with this game. It got them over the hump. I think they got some loose balls and some effort plays that I really believe that crowd had a lot to do with that.
They believe you're going to win all the close games. And then when you really need them in the 4th quarter with 2 minutes on the clock in the decisive part of the game, their cheers will win the game for you. And I think that's the way you sort of think of Blazer managers, that no-die attitude that the fans have, and especially Memorial Coliseum.
I've never seen anything like that. The entire city, everywhere you went, that's all everybody talks about, the Blazers. And then playing in the Coliseum, that was a high for me personally. I know I used to leave the arena and my ears would ring outside, but it was such a great feeling, such a high for me. You wanted to go on forever and ever.
Our whole team is very close to the fans. I think our fans has really got really close to the way we play and really grasped the way we like to play. And I think it's important that we continue to play that way and the fans continue to support us.
Just 2 days after that emotional win over San Antonio, the Blazers were back at the Coliseum facing Phoenix for the Western Conference Championship. Game 1, close throughout. Another barn burner decided in the final minute of play.
Shot clock at 10. Duckworth. Score! Eddie Johnson. Shot by McGee. It's blocked out of bounds. Portland has the ball. Drexler is fouled. 1 second left.
Portland's playoff magic was intact after Game 1, a 2-point victory. In Game 2, the Suns danced off to a 22-point first-half lead and appeared to have broken the Blazers. But Portland scrapped back behind a 41-point third period and gave themselves a chance to win with defense. Terry Porter's rising star continued to shine with the game on the line in the final moments.
Buck finds Terry. Three-pointer! We're tied at 106! Terry Blazers lead. Phoenix calls its final timeout. Portland has the lead for the first time.
They got to give themselves a couple of opportunities. They're using a lot of time. Eddie Johnson.
It's over, and the Blazers win the game. The Blazers win the game, 107-106, in one of the greatest comebacks in Portland Trail Blazer history.
We were surprised that we could come back and win those close games. I think that really surprised us more so than anything else, because a lot of those games could have gone either way, but because we executed coming down the stretch and had that mental toughness, we started believing we should win all those close games.
After taking command of the Western Conference Finals with the home court advantage, Portland took its act on the road to the Valley of the Sun and quickly came crashing back down to earth. Games 3 and 4 went convincingly into the Phoenix win column, adding fuel to the fire that the Blazers could not win away from Memorial Coliseum. In Game 5, Portland returned home and held serve. They won it 120-114 behind Clyde Drexler's 32 points and 10 rebounds. With the Blazers' recent problems on the road, it appeared another 7-game series was inevitable. A team that quieted the critics with its play on the court all year long, the Blazers returned to Phoenix with plans of winning and advancing to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1977. The Suns nursed a narrow lead for most of the game, but the Blazers stayed close and relied on mental toughness to get them over the top.
Marley with 5 seconds on the clock, back at the Hornacek, 3 up the middle, blocked. His shot is blocked by Jerome. To Drexler, Drexler over to Jerome Kersey, they score with 27 seconds to go. Sideline left, bounce pass to Chambers. Chambers double team, back to Hornacek. Hornacek over to Chambers, swarming defense. Chambers lost the ball, it's loose. Buck Williams again, over to Clyde Drexler, and with 6.8 seconds to go, the Blazers will go to the free throw line. Drexler's big free throw. The ball is up, it's in the air, it's in the bucket, it's good. No timeouts, Chambers will inbound. Hornacek over the timeline. He's going to drive, throws it up for 3, it's going to be short. Rebound, Buck Williams.
It's over.
And the game is over. The game is over. The Blazers win the Western Conference Finals.
Winning the Western Conference, that was a great feeling. When we beat Phoenix in 6 games, knowing that you're going to the NBA Finals was a magnificent feeling, unlike any other I've ever experienced.
Also enjoying the experience, the folks back home in Oregon. When Blazer One arrived in the middle of the night, more than 10,000 people were on hand to greet the new champions of the West.
Fantastic. You fans are the greatest in the world. And right now we plan to bring a championship back to this town. That's what we're going into this thing to do. And I expect to see so many people out here at 1:30 at night. Nobody sleeps in this town until it's over.
We're just walking back down the court. You got to get back. Can't give this team any easy opportunities like that. They can work for everything, and they're not the same team.
After a grueling month of playoff basketball that saw the Blazers play 16 games, the coaching staff had the opportunity to prepare for the next opponent, the defending world champion Detroit Pistons. For a team making its first trip to the event that is the finals, Portland was very loose and confident.
Finals. We're going to repeat, folks.
We're going to win.
The NBA Finals, the world championship of professional basketball and everything that goes with it, where basketball is just part of the show. The Blazers, a team overlooked most of the season, were suddenly thrust into the spotlight.
It's a chance to show everybody else what we can do.
Do you get a little angry about that, Portland not getting the exposure some of the other teams do?
Yeah, it does make you angry because, even though we won 59 games, people still go, Portland who?
You know, we feel that, we can play here since we did pretty good here the regular season. It's all just boiled down to coming out and play.
People told you a year ago that you'd be here right now in the finals. What you said?
I don't know. Settle it. You got crazy.
Well, the championship series is, it's more than what I even dreamed about it would be. It's the game, it's the only game left on TV, and total attention is brought onto that game, and it's exciting because the level of play is so high, and the atmosphere of the arenas is just, you walk in and you can just tell the level of play is going to be tremendous.
It was the Blazers who were tremendous in the start of Game 1, busting out to a double-digit lead on the Pistons and leaving the sellout crowd at the Palace stunned.
Buck Williams from Danny.
Keep taking it, Buck! This ain't hold you, Buck. Keep taking it, baby!
To Porter, bounce pass, Drexler, up, in, scored a goal. He is fouled. The visitors from the Pacific Northwest were focused, calmly going about their business as if the championship series was just another day at the office. With Kevin Duckworth tallying 12 third-quarter points, the lead was still intact, if not comfortable, entering the final 12 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the third quarter. Portland 80, your world champion Detroit Pistons 76.
The lead grew to 10 with 7 minutes remaining. But that's when Isaiah Thomas stepped up to show why he is one of the league's true superstars, single-handedly refusing to let the Pistons lose their precious home court advantage. Isaiah netted 16 of his game-high 33 points in the fourth quarter, leading Detroit back for a 105-99 win. For the first time, Portland found itself trailing in a playoff series.
Well, they were making some big baskets. They were making three-point shots, and everything was going their way. And our team, on the other hand, we didn't execute, bottom line.
I have no problems at all knowing how they're going to respond. I think they feel they should have won this game, and they know we have to play better.
After letting Game 1 slip away, the Blazers approach Game 2 with quiet determination, determined to play a full 48 minutes and gain a split. But it was the Pistons with a hot shooting James Edwards jumping out to the early lead, but defense would lead the Blazers back. The defense sparked the offense, and Portland shredded the vaunted Piston defense for 30 second period points and a 5-point halftime lead.
3, 2, 1, go! That's it, Terry. That's the way to take it. That's better.
Thanks in large part to the phenomenal three-point shooting of center Bill Laimbeer, Detroit kept it close throughout. In a pressure-packed Palace, the two teams went head-to-head, matching blow for blow, sending emotions sky high one moment and crashing down the next. Carrying the load for Portland, Terry Porter, who would establish a new finals record by going 15 for 15 at the free throw line. And Clyde Drexler, who time and time again made the big shot for Portland. Thomas had the chance to play hero one more time, but his shot would fall short, and Game 2 would head for overtime. In the extra period, Laimbeer, on his way to 6 three-pointers for the night, pushed the Pistons on top. But the Blazers and Drexler refused to quit. And when Buck Williams netted 2 free throws with 9 seconds left, Portland led by 2. But Detroit wasn't done.
Danny Young in the ball game for Portland. Aguirre will inbound down to her left to get the ball in the hands of Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer, one dribble, stop, shoots for 3. He hits! With 4 seconds to go! And a timeout is called.
No timeout. You got 4 seconds. That's a ton of time. Right. You can drive it to the basket.
Here we go. Inbound again to Drexler. Turns, drives, and he's fouled. He is fouled. 1.5 seconds to go. Portland leading 106-105. Aguirre gets the ball in the inbound play. He looks, he gets it to Edwards. Turns, stop, shoots. It's no good! And the Blazers win the ball game to even the series 1-1.
Got that one! Got that one! Now we go home. All we need is one, baby. You got it. Home sweet home, baby. Finish this baby at the crib.
We made plays and we had to make plays. I can't say enough about Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter. They're just so darn tough mentally. And Clyde tonight, for anybody who thinks he is not a money player, ought to just look at this film tonight and see the shots he made and the plays he made to get us through this. And we had a lot of people sitting on the bench.
We knew what type of ball club they had. We knew they were capable, and they're in the NBA Finals, so they're a great basketball team.
With the next 3 games in Portland's Memorial Coliseum, a place Detroit had not won in 17 years, the Blazers and their fans felt very good about their chances of dethroning the champions. The Rose City was in full bloom with Blazer mania.
Everywhere I went, I tell you, I never went within a block and didn't see a sign in a window, on a car or something that said something about Portland Trail Blazers. That was a great feeling.
Here we go, Coop. Here we go, right off the bat.
Momentum was now in the Blazer camp, and the team had every intention of stretching the home playoff winning streak to 10 games.
I'm telling you right now, because they think they're the world champions and all they got to do is come in here and they turn it on, they're going to win tomorrow. You turn them back tomorrow, and I tell you, there's a tremendous doubt in their mind what's going on. That's why we got to come ready. Tomorrow, we're going to take that game and control this series.
Make sure they see it now. Make sure they see it all the way to Detroit.
Game 3, a crucial game for both teams. For Portland, a chance to maintain the home court advantage it had stolen. For Detroit, an opportunity to slow down Blazer fever and reestablish the upper hand.
Come on, let's go. Quick start, let's go. Let's go.
The Blazers got the quick start, but it became clear that the Pistons were ready to defend their title today. Led by Joe Dumars, Detroit took command of the pivotal game. The Piston guards took care of the scoring by combining for 75 points, many with the jump shot. Even when it appeared Portland had made a defensive stand, Detroit had an answer. But Portland never found an answer for the Pistons on either end of the floor. The work of Lambeer in the middle, a huge factor. He constantly frustrated the Blazer big men with his defensive tactics. In the only game of the finals, not in doubt late in the game, Detroit takes a 2-1 series lead with a 121-106 victory. Portland's task was now well defined, for no team has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the championship series. Game 4 was a must for Portland, and they would leave nothing in the locker room.
Kill him down there!
Portland built a 10-point lead after one, but Vinnie Johnson and Detroit fired right back in the second period. Joey Dumars, bravely playing just 2 days after the death of his father, put Detroit up by 5 at the break.
All right, let's go!
The third quarter would belong to Isaiah. Thomas once again found that fabled zone that players talk about. Almost single-handedly, Isaiah pushed the Piston lead to double digits. No matter who was guarding him or where he was on the floor, his soft jumpers found the bottom of the net. Thomas' 22 third-period points stretched the margin to 16 before Portland made its move. The Blazers made plays worthy of a highlight film, and they charged back. When Terry Porter hit from the left baseline, the Blazers were all the way back, leading 93-92 with 5 minutes to play. But Thomas and the Pistons regrouped, and Detroit led 108-107 with 31 ticks left on the clock.
This is what it's all about. One possession now. Watch him pull it up for a quick shot on it.
But the possession turned into a turnover, and the Pistons appeared to have the game won, leading by 1 with 6 seconds to play.
Apply on the inbound play. Inbound to Dumars. Edwards, Gerald Henderson. He scores, and this game is over. And Detroit will take the lead 3 games to 1. Danny Young scores at the buzzer. It ties the ball game. It's done. Mike Mathis says yes. That ball was good.
But Danny Young's miracle shot was just after the buzzer, and the Blazers trailed the championship series 3 games to 1.
I was trying to get as close as I could to the basket, and
It was a hope and a prayer. It went down, but they didn't count it.
Did you have any idea if it was in time or not when you shot?
No, I couldn't hear the buzzer or anything like that. I just let it go.
I don't think it's over. We're not conceding anything. It's not over until the fat lady sings, and I hadn't even seen her.
Game 5 got off to a familiar start as series MVP Isaiah Thomas came out with the hot hand again. Isaiah netted 15 points in the first quarter to stake the Pistons to an early lead. The Blazers weren't ready to toss the towel in on their season just yet, and were only down 4 as they headed for the locker room at the halfway mark. After the intermission, the Blazers came out hitting on all cylinders and gave their fans something to cheer about. They outscored Detroit by 8 in the third period.
From Kersey and Dennis Rodman, Madden tosses the ball in the air, goes out to Terry. Terry for 3. Yes!
The Blazer lead would reach 7, but the Piston jump shot started to rain down again. Vinnie Johnson pushed Detroit back in front with 6.5 minutes to play. But Portland would have one final run left in this, their 20th anniversary season. When Buck Williams slam dunked, Portland seemed to be in control with a 7-point lead with 2 minutes to play. But back came Johnson. And when Isaiah converted off the jump ball, the Pistons had rallied to tie the game at 90. With 20 seconds left, Detroit once again had the ball and the chance to repeat as world champions.
Clock is down to 10. Vinnie Johnson in the corner, down to the right. Down to 8, 7, 6. Isaiah to Vinnie. 3, 2. Vinnie puts it up. He hits with 7/10 of a second to go. Vinnie Johnson may just have won the world championship for the Detroit Pistons. Incredible shot. Here we go. Buck Williams will inbound, down to the right. 7/10 of a second, has to go in a hurry. Buck on the inbound play. Inbound, Terry turns, stop, shoots at the horn. It's not good. It's not good. And the game is over. And Chuck Daly and the Detroit Pistons are the defending world champions. And I'll tell you, folks, the Blazers have played themselves proud. They've had a magnificent year.
I think any team that can beat our team in our building 3 times in a row is definitely a great team. I didn't think that was possible, so I give them all the credit in the world.
Here they are, the Western Conference champions.
Kevin Buckley.
With the season coming to a close with 3 straight home losses, it would have been rather easy for the team to walk away with a bad taste in their mouth. But more than 7,000 Blazer maniacs refused to let that happen.
You know, that was something that made you realize that the people were really still behind you. It wasn't a sour note. People were disappointed, but they were excited.
And the cool drizzle falling couldn't dampen their excitement as they said thanks for the 1989-90 season and looked forward.
It's raining out, the weather's not the greatest, but you fans are the greatest, and you make it sunshine every day in Portland for the Blazers. You guys make it happen.
You never gave up on us, and I think that just helped us continue to improve. And next year we come up here, we'll be talking about celebrating the World Championship instead of just being the second final.
It's like a piece of pie. You got a piece of it. Now you know what it tastes like. You want the whole thing. You want to go back.
Wow. Wow. Wow.